Um, Hello and welcome to Frozen Synapse number 19. With me today is I am Nietzsche, and we will be covering several submitted matches from Frozen Synapse. As many of you might know, there's a huge sale right now where you can pay whatever you want for Frozen Synapse plus a few other games. So far this bundle has sold well over 80,000 copies, so the user base is expected to rise dramatically now. Any comments,
Yeah.
Nietzsche?
Well, that's a fantastic, it's a really exciting thing. Both Menace and I and a lot of other people that you'll meet from this game have been fascinated and really loving this game for some time. And it's great that Mode 7 opened up this game to more people, a lower price, and that,
Your sound
you know,
is
hopefully
messing up a little bit, Nietzsche.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We restart the call?
Yeah, I'll try that. There.
How am I now?
A bit better.
Yeah?
Yeah, it seems good now.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, as I was saying, we're all really excited about this because we love...
Actually, I might be the one who should do that. There. Done.
Yeah, my torrents aren't open.
Yeah, my turns are now paused.
But yeah, we're all really excited about this, as I was saying, because we think this game deserves a lot more popularity than it has. You know, because it's so cool, it's so great. It's an incredibly challenging and just overall fascinating game. Nothing like anything I've ever played. So I hope everyone is enjoying their first multiplayer matches,
Or a single player for that matter.
or single player, or whatever else.
Yeah, unless you have anything more to say, we can get to the first match.
No, I think I'm good to go. Let me just pop up all the different menus, and here we go. Hopefully we won't have any problems.
If you just remove your video, I think that will help your sound at least. Because I don't
My
really
video?
need video for this.
That, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I think that might have helped.
Okay. So our first game is submitted by Poogie. Is that how you say it? Poogie? Poogie? Puget?
I'd pronounce it Poogie, but I have no idea if that's correct. And
I
unlike
think
most
so.
matches we've shown here so far, this one is actually Extermination.
Yes.
It's a mode we pretty seldom cover here on Frozen Synapse Live due to its, well, skill not being quite as big an indicator as in the other modes.
Yeah, the other modes are just a little bit more involved, and Extermination tends to allow for, well, just sort of random things.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
map layout here is a bit interesting, seeing as neither player can go directly up or down. Kroken is blocked off by a big room on the right there, while Poogie is blocked on the right there, and Kroken on in the top left there.
Yeah,
And Poogie is
And Poogie
especially
spawns-
unfortunate with two of his units,
Yeah.
as they will have to spend a second or two actually getting out of the building there.
yeah, so that's pretty unfortunate. Although it would not be a bad decision for him to send one of his MGs up towards the top of that building to cover from the window. Although he'll just be stuck in there, so who knows?
Yeah.
But let's just play through these because we got a bunch of these to do. So let's just like
Yep.
run through them pretty quick.
Well, we don't need to go too quickly. At least I've got plenty of time. And some
Okay.
nice positioning here by Poogie. He does leave one unit in the building, which gives him some nice coverage on the top right there. And he's got the rest of his units in a pretty nice position. In my opinion, though, his shotgunner is way too far from any walls, really. So if he'd been unlucky, it could get picked up pretty easily.
Yeah, in this situation, you almost always just want to send the shotgunner right straight towards the center to work in those buildings there in the center area. Right now, it's really sort of out of position, and the Kraken's shotgunner enjoys a pretty big advantage working around in those buildings there.
Yep. Let's watch
So
turn
let's-
2 then.
Turn 2.
Yep. I can't say quite like Purge's position there with his MG, as he could have been picked off by an MG in the window there, or the other window for that matter.
Yeah.
So his grenade mostly blocked that.
Yeah, or the shotgun. Yeah, I would say the same thing. I'm not really sure about the position of that number 1 MG. And the shotgun still has yet to find a role, but who knows? We'll see. It is extermination, so
Yeah, and no
anything can
deaths
happen.
so far, so...
Alright.
Yeah, Kraken's position is pretty good, but his grenade launcher really isn't situated in such a way to do anything useful immediately.
Yep.
So let's just
Yeah,
play it.
that's... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see, now he had to run it out, and he still hasn't fired his grenade launcher, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
he did fire it once on turn 2, but
Yeah.
he didn't at all fire it on turn 3.
Yeah, no, this was a solid move, though he should have just positioned the grenade launcher where it is now at the end of the turn, at the end of the last turn, as opposed to moving it there this turn. That way it could have fired a shot this turn and potentially taken out that number 1 MG. You always want to prepare with the grenade and the rocket launcher. You want to prepare to have them fire at the very beginning of the next turn, so you always want to be thinking about where you're positioning them relative to the beginning of the next turn.
Yep. And if this had been disputed, I would really like Purge's position here, as he's covered the entire central area. But of
Yeah.
course, since it's extermination, he has to actually get that Kraken's units to actually win.
Right. Let's take a look at turn 4.
Some nice grenading there,
Yep.
but neither player actually hits anything.
Yeah, and now Poogie has had the time to move his shotgun to a really a very nice position, and I have a feeling we're gonna see some fireworks here in the next turn, with a lot of different things, and in particular, the fact that Kraken's units are pretty clumped up. Leads me to wonder if we're going to see a very well-placed grenade here in the next turn or the one after.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at turn 5.
Yep. Quite a bit of moving going on there. Some nice grenades there.
Yeah, nice grenade from both players. What happened there on the top? It looks like the MG, the number 3 MG, got really a good line of sight there, all the way across the map through the doorways in that center building, and took out the Kraken's MG. Should have been on continue on sight there, I guess, or I don't really understand exactly what his strategic goal was there.
Yeah, me neither.
But whatever. So it looks like Poogie has now won the game pretty handedly, as
yeah, he's got him forced into a corner, and he's got grenades. So
Exactly. So let's take a look at turn 6, see how this wraps up.
Ah, some nice shotgunner action actually.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Takes out 2 at the very last turn. Well, on turn 6. And wins the game.
Yep.
Nice effort from Poogie there.
Yep. And I think I'll have to give Sid your job. He's now the temporary PR manager. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks Sid for letting people know that the stream is on. Let's see. Oh, the next one we have is Shrike versus the Raven. This is not at all a newbie game.
No, he submitted his 3 DGL games against the Raven, so this should be interesting as both the Shrike and the Raven are really great players.
Yeah, these are 2 guys that have been. I don't think either of them have won a DGL yet.
The Raven won once.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's right. The Raven won once. But no, Poogie. Shrike is not bad at all. Shrike is really quite good. So is the Raven. Hey, the Raven, you're here. So are we going to watch? Are we going to be watching a whole DGL match here?
Round, yeah.
Okay, nice. So here we have a Dark Charge match.
And some interesting team composition here. While the Raven has 2 MGs and 2 shotgunners, the Shrike has 2 grenade launchers, a rocket launcher, and an MG. So the Shrike only has a single direct fire unit, which does present some unique challenges.
Yeah, and I like what the Raven is going to be doing here. He is triple stacking his units at the bottom in order to pressure that bottom area, and I think the idea is that Shrike only has 1 MG, so long as the Raven can win any encounter down there, he can do a pretty decent job of pressuring that area and staying away from any potential rocket fire.
Yeah, but there are of course all the grenades to account for.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the Shrike has the advantage now of knowing where basically every unit of the Raven is.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's the thing about these plays where you concentrate on one area in charge, is that it can leave you like you can get scouted early, and it can leave you really pretty vulnerable to, I don't know, just like good coordination from your opponent. So
yeah, he does have 1 unit that isn't right on the bottom though, so he's got somewhat of a backup plan at least.
Yeah.
So let's watch turn 1 then.
Alright.
He actually does a bit of stopping with those MGs. I guess they weren't on continue on sight, so they, yeah, after a while they tried to engage that grenade launcher.
Sid is asking us to give a brief overview of the game modes. This is Charge. This is one of the competitive modes that is played in the DGL. In DGL we play Dark Charge, Dark Disputed, and Light Secure. These are just generally, the consensus is that these are the best modes for competitive play.
Yeah, and the objective in Dark Charge is on the first turn you bid how far you think you're able to get your units, and whoever bids the longest wins the bid, and then that guy has to get to that line or further and survive until the end of turn 6. And the match is ended early if either team is completely wiped out.
Right. Yeah, so you have to get your unit across the line by turn 6, and you also need to leave 3 seconds. You need to be over the line for 3 seconds on turn 6.
Yeah, the last 3 seconds to be precise.
Right. This is just so that you can't run a unit in and out of sight.
Yeah.
at the line. Um, so,
Yeah, and as you can see, the bid winner here is the Raven, who has to get to this red line here.
right. This is a very aggressive bid from the Raven, but
It's not extremely,
he's right
but
yeah, it's not extremely, but he's right to be aggressive in his bid because he does have the 2 shotguns, and once they get in that close range, I mean they just win everything. So yeah, so it's a nice bid from the Raven. And
have we
similarly
watched
for the
turn
Shrike.
2 yet?
Yeah, let's watch turn 2.
Yep. And the Raven goes a bit for the top there, but gets taken out by a grenade.
Yeah.
Nice placement of that grenade by the Shrike.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of interesting. Shrike actually forgets to duck his grenader, and the Raven doesn't have his unit on, or has his unit on continue on sight, presumably to ignore the grenade. But he...
Well, it might have been meant as somewhat of a distraction. Of course, if it hadn't been for continue on sight, the grenade launcher as well would have been dead, but an MG, for example, might not have been able to kill it in time.
Okay. Yeah,
But
no,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But anyway, let's take a look at turn 3. And we have, oh wow, the Raven making a really aggressive move with the shotgunner and getting punished for it. And meanwhile, it looks as though the MG gets taken out by the rocket launcher.
Yeah, and now the Raven's single remaining unit is far from the line, and it will be almost impossible for it to get at it.
Yeah.
And according to the Raven, turn 3 equals rage quit, which is kind of understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, and he gets taken out with the grenade in turn 4. So really nice play there from Shrike. Fantastic.
There's some strange
play.
bug with the grenades here for me, at least. They just at max zoom, at least they seem to disappear at the end there.
Oh, strange.
But now they don't. Ah, that wasn't actually max zoom though. Well, nothing important really, just graphical. And they disappeared. Well, never mind that. Anyway, let's get on to the next game. Once again between the Shrike and the Raven. And this time, if it will just search.
Yeah, this will be a good introduction for new players to the competitive modes. FS7, the grenade can pass through the window.
I don't think
it
he's
just
watching.
has to be. What's up?
I don't think he's watching.
Oh, that's a good call. Well, somebody tell FS7 that grenades can pass through the window, and that he should watch Frozen Synapse live. Yeah, I'm stuck too. There we go.
Yeah, right, and this is light secure. And it hasn't quite loaded yet for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Ah, there, and suddenly I get a new turn in one of my DGL games. Well, I'll have to do that later. Interesting bid here. Stop telling me I sent a command too often. Okay, I did, but so what?
Yeah, I know. Well, the Raven, didn't we? We must have. I don't think we actually covered his DGL win. So sorry,
no,
man.
that was when FSL was still under the management of Mr. K and Solkowski, so they covered it as far as I know.
Ah, that's right. I think I remember. I think I remember that actually. Now that I think of it. Okay, so yeah, we have an interesting bid. Okay, first of all, we should probably explain secure. Now, this is light mode. Generally, people believe that light secure is just a little bit, just actually quite a bit better than dark secure.
And the
For a
main
number of
reason for this,
reasons.
the biggest reason for this, is that in Dark Secure the turn limit is for some reason twice as long.
Yeah.
And another reason for this is that Dark generally benefits the attacker a lot, since he can then come at the enemy from basically any angle and has a lot more possible options to attack.
Right. And so this mode is you bid for territory, and if you win the bid, then you are the defender, and you have to defend that territory. The enemy can get in. If the enemy gets in that territory after turn 2 and stays in there for 3 seconds, even if he dies after those 3 seconds, he wins. So the defender's task is just to make sure that no enemy unit can get into that area for 3 seconds or longer. The Raven is going to be using a very common strategy in Secure, which is when you have a sniper or you have the advantage of, you have the range advantage, to basically bid along the corner and keep a unit there where it can cover both flanks. Sometimes this strategy
Backfires.
backfires. And backfires pretty badly. But I mean, it often can be very effective as well. Though I've just tend to see it backfire more than I've seen it win.
Yeah.
Anyway, so unless you have something else to say.
Well, the bid here is a bit strange, seeing as it's missing a box over on the left there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, generally bid zones are contiguous, but I guess he might have been trying to avoid having a corner here easily reachable or similar.
Yeah, and it's possible that the actual box could have been large enough that it went over the edge of that wall.
Yeah, that's most likely it, but I don't see the point of bidding those bottom 3 then.
Yeah, that's probably true as well. Unless, well, I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll take a look at turn 1.
Yep. And the Raven does do some nice moves with his MGs, and the Shrike plays it a bit cautious, and I think that worked out pretty well for him, really. I mean, he's been engaged, but I don't think he'll die in that engagement.
Yeah, and also it looks as though Shrike actually predicted this position of the number 1 MG and has sent his shotgunner out as a distraction, and such that the number 1 MG is currently winning an engagement against number 1.
Yeah, which means number 1 there will either have to duck or move away.
Right. That's not so that he tricks his opponent and kills him. That's just so that he gains a small positional advantage by forcing the Raven's number 1 MG to move, duck, or just move elsewhere so it doesn't get killed. Yeah, so while it looks right now as though the Raven is winning an engagement, it's very likely that the Shrike has set it up such that this was intended, and his number 1 MG is now ready to kill the Ravens.
And here you also see the disadvantage of the corner sniper there, seeing as it doesn't have line of sight at all at the Shrike's units.
Yeah, so right now it's kind of a 2v1 situation. Although I expect the Raven will probably be moving that sniper next turn.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's take a look at turn 2.
Yeah, and as expected the Raven moves with his MG there, and the Shrike actually moves over to the left, and it looks like he'll get a kill on that sniper on the next turn. So that's some pretty nice maneuvering.
Yeah, that's actually quite a big. There's actually, I think, quite a big mistake here from the Raven in that he makes a mistake with the aim command on his number 1 MG, because I believe we're in a situation now where the shotgun is winning against the sniper, but if it runs out, the number 1 MG could take it out. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this works, because right now the number 1 MG also has to take time to re-aim.
Yeah.
So it would be
Yeah, had
interesting
it
to see
been
how this
aimed so that it saw the door opening, it would already be engaging, and the Shrike would probably have to retreat without even killing the sniper, so as to avoid getting killed.
Yeah, because now we're in an interesting situation where Shrike may be able to go for a trade here with the shotgun and the sniper. Now, normally that would be inadvisable, but that could open up the left side of the map for the number 1 MG.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
As long as that sniper is taken out, the Shrike should be quite able to get to the red zone there and hold it for 3 seconds without dying.
Right. So I guess let's take a look at turn number 3.
He doesn't actually get a kill on the sniper. He does some interesting distraction there, slowing the Raven down.
Yeah, that's a common technique that's used to slow down a player's movement, is just moving in and out of sight. That's why you know you're actually not going to get killed, but you can keep your opponent from getting exactly where he wants to go. So yeah, it looks like now I'm not exactly sure what will happen, as I had thought that last turn Shrike could have gone for a trade and maybe ran his number 1 MG all the way to the left there, but either he didn't decide to do that or it didn't work, which is, it's more likely that it didn't work.
Yeah. I guess the sniper might have been slightly out of range or similar, so... Well, let's watch the last turn there. Huh. That's interesting.
What?
What was the Raven doing there?
What? The Raven? You need to explain yourself. Why did you put the number 1? Continue on saying you had to turn around.
Apparently he rage quit for whatever reason.
That doesn't make any sense, because I was just about to say, doesn't it look like he looks like he's in like a commanding position here?
He had a bad day apparently.
Okay. Well, yeah, so that would be the end of the game. The Raven just sort of handing to Shrike a win, due to temporary insanity.
Yeah, but I think actually the Shrike's move would have probably worked regardless, as he had set up a nice distraction there with his shotgunner to keep the sniper occupied while he shot it with the MG, and then rushed up
Yeah, but
to...
MG could have taken out the shotgun.
Yeah, he would have lost his shotgun, but he would have been within the red area, so he would still have won.
Yeah. No, I believe you're right. Anyway, I guess let's go on to the
And I suddenly get a command sent to you often thingy.
I'm already actually at the disputed game.
Yeah, I'm nearing it. And
it's a good,
Cindy's yelling for us from the rooftops.
Yeah, it's a 5v5. Well, I'll wait till you get there.
Yeah, I'm in now. Somewhat light on cover and buildings, this map. Pretty open. And both players have a sniper, so that should be interesting. The Shrike's shotgunners here can be useful if you use them well. He should be able to get to the center before it becomes a big risk, so he could do really well with those shotguns.
Yeah, so long as they're able to get to those center buildings, they're going to secure a very large space advantage to Shrike, because they'll be able to control all those close quarters among the buildings here. Um, if anyone is new to Disputed, this actually, what you're seeing right here is my favorite game mode, and the 5v5 Disputed is my absolute favorite thing to play.
Yeah, 5v5
Basically,
Disputed is lovely. Disputed
yeah,
isn't my favorite mode, but 5v5 is still plenty of fun,
yeah,
and I find it second only to Light Secure.
yeah. I really like this mode. Basically, Disputed is a game where it plays out normally as an extermination would for 5 turns, and
Four.
for 4 turns rather, and on the 5th turn, 5 boxes will appear, and they'll appear relatively close to the center of the map. Um,
Yeah, they're generally
kind of
spread
yeah.
within this radius roughly, with
It
concentrated
roughly
most
looks
heavily.
like the 5 looks on a dice. That's how the boxes kind of spawn usually.
Well, it
Um,
varies.
yeah. But basically, the idea is it's a lot like extermination, but you don't get campy setups. Or you don't.
Well,
Rather,
much more
camping is a lot
rarely.
less viable because you are forced to move forward and take space. So it's very important that, I mean, you can't just turtle like you can in extermination. You actually have to go towards the middle, and really occupying those center posts it's the primary part of strategy in the early game. And then the game is decided by whoever can get the most boxes and escape from the map via the green edges of the map. Now, when you do that, you secure the boxes that your unit carries, but you also take that unit out of the game.
Yeah, and when all units on one team are out of the game, the other team gets any remaining boxes. So if you run off with 2 boxes, for example, and there's still 3 boxes left on the map, your opponent will win.
Yeah. Another good, actually really important tip if you play this mode is when you're on turn 4, don't leave any units in that green area, because as soon as turn 5 hits, those units will be gone. The game treats it as though they have already escaped and with no boxes.
Yeah.
So that's important.
So only do that if you want to surrender at the end of turn 4.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the standard way to yield in Disputed is just to run to the edges, which is
Right.
kind of a neat way of doing it, really.
Yeah, I really like this. Yeah, definitely. And one other thing I really like about this game mode is that sometimes you really get those nail-biting finishes where, you're just escaping, or you're both are fighting over that last box. It's, in my opinion, a bit more dramatic and interesting than extermination.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's
I
watch
guess let's
turn
take a
1.
look at turn 1.
Positioning. The Shrike is going
Yes.
heavily towards the right, and it looks like the Raven gets a kill there on the Shrike sniper.
Yeah, that's quite interesting to me. It looks as though I'm trying to see here. No, it's just that Shrike left his sniper on continue on sight for too long and didn't anticipate the Raven's move here. If he had turned and looked earlier, he would have still gotten that cover advantage and won the engagement.
I don't think the curve would have been enough, especially since the Raven had the had curve advantage as well due to the box he is firing over there where his MG3 is situated.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, the Raven mentions that he needed to duck, and that's actually correct. I just wasn't
Yeah,
looking
or he
at
could have gone further, as then the corner would have gotten in the way for the Raven. As you can see, the line of fire there is only slightly to the left of a corner there.
Yeah, you're right. So, but Tashreik still has quite a good chance to gain an advantage, especially given the fact that he has the shotgunners, and he's doing exactly what you want to do with shotgunners, which is just sending them to the center as soon as possible. While shotgunners can be very good in performing flanking maneuvers, generally your safest and solid play is just putting them right in the center.
Yeah.
Ethan says that perhaps
it was just your sound going a bit shit for a short while.
Okay, he says never mind. Mention that again if it happens.
Yeah, I can hear it as well, unlike most problems, so it's not a problem on my end, it's a problem on yours for once.
Okay. Fine.
But it's not a big problem.
Okay. Cool.
Right, let's watch turn 2 then. Some nice maneuvering with those shotgunners there. Bit risky, of course, but risk is really what makes Frozen Synapse fun, in my opinion. I mean, trying to find the very best move possible is just boring to me. I don't spend half an hour on a single match. Instead, I tend to do risky maneuvers. Sometimes they fail, of course, but sometimes they pay off and give me a huge advantage.
Yeah. Now, I want you to, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to click on the command chain for Tashreik's shotguns, because another big mistake that we get amongst new players is that they don't quite understand how to maneuver the shotguns properly. The shotguns will win any close quarters engagement, even if they're running around a corner.
Well, except if the enemy is behind cover and standing still.
Right. So, but you can generally simulate these sorts of things.
Yeah.
The important thing is that you can see in some of Tashreik's maneuvers here, you can see that if he rounds a corner, he aims a little bit before he does so. This is really important when you're using the shotgunner. You need to use an aim command right before the corner and then cancel aim at the waypoint past the corner. Yeah. You can see that in the command chain. If you click on the number 4 shotgun and you go to the very top area.
Yeah, and one can also do what the Raven is doing here and using check commands to check around corners.
Right. Yeah, and if you could just, you should probably just actually click a little bit on some of the other units just to show sort of what goes into a more high-level match.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these command chains seem to be overdoing it a little bit. At least that MG2 there with all those ignored orders.
Yeah. I mean, these things are actually really quite important. I mean, we can't get into all of them as we play, but the ignore order is terribly important when you're playing, or as you get further into your knowledge of the game. You'll notice that you'll just intuitively figure out how to use ignore and focus orders. But it definitely does take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Especially with regard to distraction mechanics, which are very huge in well, every mode and every level of play, really. Anyway, let's look at turn 3.
Yep. And the Shrike gets 2 kills actually there.
And gets 2, yeah. Really nice use of those shotguns. I mean, they present a really pretty big advantage on this map. And you can see how much space Shrike is able to seize by using those things, the shotguns correctly.
Yeah. So that's some really nice maneuvering there by the Shrike. Takes out half the enemy team, and the match is pretty much won by him now.
Yeah. And you can see the number 4 shotgun is primed to kill number 1.
Yeah.
Pretty much no matter what.
Yeah, so let's just watch the last turn. It kills that off, and the other shotgun kills the rest as well.
Oh wow.
And
Nice.
either way,
Nice.
if... actually, so that's slightly above the green zone. Yeah, it is, so the Raven wasn't quite giving up there, actually. I
Yeah.
thought for a moment he was standing in the green zone, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice maneuvering with those shotgunners there. It basically won him the match. I mean,
Yeah.
actually every single one of his kills were by shotgun, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is something that is definitely discussed in higher levels of play, is that the shotgun just tends to be a very powerful unit anytime there are walls or buildings around. Yeah, and being at a severe disadvantage in the number of shotguns can cause a map to be imbalanced. Although this map was definitely not broken, it was definitely a lot easier for Shrike to play.
Yeah, but
because he had those shotguns.
that's due to all the houses being concentrated on the right side of the map. If the Raven had just gotten past that, most of the threat from the shotgunners would have been neutralized.
Yeah, exactly. There was definitely different ways that the Raven could have played to try and counter what Shrike was doing. They just generally are harder to find, and when you have the shotguns, it's just generally a little bit of an easier game to play.
Definitely. Shotgunners are nice. So.
Yeah.
Sid,
All
you're
right.
not spamming enough.
Yeah, let's see. So it looks like the next game we have is 276444.
I know. And this is Total Warmers versus Past.
Alright, so another really high level game.
Yep, not
and
quite as high level, I think, but not far from it either.
Propast is a killer, man. He's so good.
Yeah, but he's somehow only ranked number 91, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's a bit surprising, really. I was expecting him to be in the top 50, really.
Yeah, me too. Alright, so again we have another charge game. Looks like Total Wormage makes a very aggressive bid.
Yeah.
Well,
Balanced
it
teams,
looks like
actually,
it's
for once.
balanced teams too. Which is, it's surprising that he went so aggressive. But I guess it's the bid itself makes sense. I would have bid one line back.
Yeah.
Myself.
And I think he'd still have won the bid then.
Yeah, I think he would have too. So great. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the?
Not really. The team composition is equal, though there are a lot more walls in the way for
I was just
the
about
past here.
Yeah, I just noticed that, and I think that's why Total Wormage went so aggressive.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Because line of sight is so disturbed for Propast.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be really pretty aggressive in order to just get past those buildings.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's play turn 1 then.
Alright.
Some pretty nice moves there, really. I don't think Total Warmers got to see much of Propast's units.
Yeah, but that's true. I think Propast actually played this very nicely. I like the position of his sniper, and actually I like the position of all of his units.
I'm not quite sure about the shotgun though.
Why not?
Well, from there it can really only cover the area just under the window. So that's not all that useful right now, at least.
Yeah, but he can run. He can run up through that building.
Yeah, but he could have
get to the
ended up
point.
further up so that he'd have shorter to run.
That's true.
But I
That's
don't think it makes a huge difference, definitely.
Yeah, but I would say that both players. I would say that what's more what concerns me a little bit more. Well, I don't know. I mean, Total Worm is just being very aggressive with his number 2 shotgunner.
Yeah,
You'd
that's
see
basically what
the
shotgunners
more
are made
common
of.
play, which would be to try and take the route up towards the top, go through the top buildings, come out one of the entrances, and pressure the bid line through that center building.
Well,
If
that
you,
might have been a possibility, sure, but
that just seems like the most natural route for the shotgunner.
I'm not sure really, because Propost's top MG can cover that area pretty easily.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fair enough.
Let's just play turn 2 and see how it goes then.
Yeah. Oh, and what happened there?
A nice snipe actually by Propost there. I think he did a small distraction there with his MG pretty much, thus getting a nice shot on that sniper.
No, but you know what this is. Have you clicked on the... Anyway.
I haven't clicked on any units.
If you click on the number 4 sniper... we get the sniper trick! Nice, well... Anyway, let's just keep going. This is a very complicated thing that just happened, and I don't know if I want to get into explaining it.
Yeah.
But nice play from Propass, taking advantage of a current discovery in the AI of the snipers.
Not the AI really.
Yeah, not the AI.
Outcome determiner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happening here is that, what happens here is when they engage each other the first time, they have exactly the same kill time, but the game decides to give the kill to Total Warmage first. But what Propassa then does is he goes out of line of sight and back again, and this has now flipped the result, thus giving Propassa the victory.
Yeah, I think this is a very recent. I think we discovered this last week, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a real. I mean, I don't know. Maybe other players have, and they just haven't mentioned it. But this came up last week with the snipers, and I'm not even sure exactly how it works yet. But basically, you can pop in and out of sight and turn a losing engagement into a winning one.
Yeah, but it only works with snipers, it seems, because they're not all that much affected by moving, especially when cover is in play. So
right. Anyway,
yeah, let's watch turn 3.
Watch turn 3.
Yeah, Propastas.
Oh wow.
A bit of distraction, and he also gets a nice kill with that shotgunner there by going pretty aggressively.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a nice aggressive move from Propast, and wins the engagement for him. So, yeah.
I think he's pretty much won now, really. He's got basically every entrance covered and so on, so it will be very hard for Total Warmage here now.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a shotgun to defend, really. If he's able to take out the number 4 shotgun on this upcoming turn, though, he could really actually stand a good chance of winning.
Yeah.
By
but that
just
will be hard to do.
Getting in and camping that bottom area.
Yeah, but let's see what happens then.
Okay.
The shotgun survives and sets up a nice position, but Total Warmage is now on the line. And well, what Propast will have to do now basically is to use the shotgunner to kill those guys off. He can't really kill both of them. I think it will probably be a trade, but Propast can just rush in now, really.
Yeah.
There's an SG there. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Never.
I didn't see that either. There is a shotgun there, so this should be
Then it's much harder for Propas. Yeah.
This is going to be very difficult. What you're probably going to see is that Propass is going to set up everything to rush in that on turn 6 and try to take out both units.
Yeah, and that's really something he can. Well, that's something he should be able to do, really, since with 3 units versus 2, even with the movement disadvantages, that should be enough to win.
Yeah. So this is going to be really hard for Propass. I mean, he has to think of something really interesting here, and I mean, it has to be timed absolutely perfectly. So, anyway, let's play turn 5.
Yep.
And yeah, okay. I'm not sure I like what he tries with an. I don't think he played this correctly at all. Actually, I mean.
Propast or total damage?
Propast.
Well, he's still got some time to do a full-on.
He didn't move his other units close enough. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I think he should be able to do it. But we can just watch the last turn and see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that went badly. And yeah, that's victory to Total Warmers. Nicely played there.
Yeah, Propast really needed to try just like a full-on rush and get it such that it was timed perfectly for that 6th turn. And you can just see on turn 5 he didn't get his units into good enough position to do that, and ended up losing without really giving himself a chance to win on turn 6. Yeah, the shoddy won because it was over the line.
Yep.
Well, it won the game for
Total Warmage.
For Total Warmage. Yeah.
So very nicely played here by Total Warmage. Propas played pretty well as well, but not quite well enough to beat Total Warmage. So. And it's interesting to see such an aggressive win bid actually work out properly.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got exactly what he wanted from it, right? I mean, he got a shotgun in that little corner there,
yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's pretty much the goal. I mean, that's the ideal. That's the idea of the bid, is that's like the primary thing that you're going to pressure, that you're going to threaten to do. So, anyway, it looks like the next match we have is another high-level match between Total Wormage and the Raven.
Just wait a moment here.
Okay.
Yeah, Total Wormage versus the Raven, and another charge.
Yeah. Are you there yet? Or...
Yeah, and the server is restarting. That's awesome.
Okay.
Well,
alright.
I'll just comment a bit on this meanwhile. Right, this is a dark charge, and Total Warmage here has got 3. And of course I lost connection to the match itself as well.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just have to log back in. And see, this is my nice and glitched out password. For some reason it's aligning towards the right or something. I guess the box isn't able to handle quite that many characters. Something like that.
Yeah. Crap. Hopefully we're able to get back on.
Yeah, we should be able to. Of course, the problem now, it's created a huge queue.
Yeah, that's true.
Why am I in here? Right, I'll try again.
Well, this has been fun so far. I mean, we've gotten to show off some high-level play, to some of the new viewers and the new players, I don't know. I think the.
But I'm a horrible dancer.
What'd you say?
Just read the chat.
Oh.
Yes, we are talking.
Yeah, we are talking. I think the good players the people who have played this game for quite a while, really like should be proud. Hey, I'm on. Yay!
What?
Yep,
Ah, I'm not on yet.
I got on. Well, anyway, I think the people who have been playing this game for a while, and have gotten really good at it, I think they deserve like to be really pretty proud as far as how far they pushed this game and like a lot of the new ideas and just like a lot of the things that we all have discovered about this game. I think you know, just like from when I started playing to now, I see a marked difference in the level of play at the highest level. So I think that's really pretty neat.
Yeah, and Sid wants us to talk about some community stuff or something. Right. What the community is doing right now as well. There's a wiki. Could you link to that, Nietzsche?
Yes.
And the wiki has a bunch of different pages about all the important topics related to Frozen Synapse. There's a page on every mode and some on common tactics, the different orders, and so on. In addition, there's also the DGL tournaments, that stands for Dev Gaming League, which, well, there's tournaments start every Sunday, and there are some nice prizes and high skill level, making it a lot of fun. But anyone is free to join, and the worst thing can happen basically is that you get eliminated on the first round.
Yeah, for all you new players who are interested in playing this game and getting good at it, bragging to your friends about how good they are, or how good you are, or whatever. I'd say one of the best and quickest ways to get better is to play in the DGLs because, while you might actually get past, you might actually get through a couple rounds if you get good pairings. But regardless, you're going to be playing matches, and when you play in a tournament, it's like a little bit higher stakes, and you kind of force yourself to play better, and you force yourself to really look for good moves, as opposed to when you just sort of casually ladder. And I don't know. I think personally that new players should feel like they want to do the DGLs, and that they're welcome, to participate, and just don't worry about the result.
Yeah. And well, once you learn to start really thinking about your actions, it will after a while become basically automatic, so your turns will speed up again after the initial slowdown.
Right.
Right, I'm on now. I'm back in the match, so let's go on with it. Right, Total War Merge has 3 MGs and a grenade launcher versus 2 MGs, a sniper, and a rocket launcher. Should make for some interesting stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Nietzsche, could you link to the DGL sign up? And yes, Morgan, I'm from Norway.
Sid's got it. Yeah. So this match, it looks like one of the things we generally we generally talk about is the combination of the rocket launcher and the sniper.
Yeah, but that's more relevant to secure and disputed, really, than to charge. You seldom get the same use in charge as you can in other modes.
That's definitely
anyway,
true.
Go on with the tactic.
Comment on it here just to have something to comment on.
Yeah, but it's important to point out the difference. But yeah, yes. Get on with it.
Absolutely. But the combination of the sniper and the rocket launcher can often be very good, because the sniper has really, it just kills at range, and the rocket launcher can blow up walls and increase the sniper's line of sight. So very often what you see players doing is using the rocket launcher and firing at the walls that are obstructing the sniper's line of sight, so that it just keeps controlling more area. So that's just a very common tactic, and why we often say that those two are very good together.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of other unit combinations that have particular utility. One that I find is the shotgun and the grenade tend to be very useful together, as the grenade can fire into rooms or cause movement, that and the shotgunner can sort of run in after or catch enemy units as they're running to escape the grenade. There are a number of those. As you play the game, you'll start to sort of figure out a lot of the different cool combinations of units that you can use, together.
Yeah. And for example, rocket launchers can also be very useful as counters for shotgunners, since shotgunners rely on being able to stick near walls and cover to actually get any decent kills.
Absolutely. All right, so
Let's switch turn one.
let's play turn one.
Yeah, the Raven isn't quite aggressive enough in my opinion. Both his sniper and his rocket launcher are staying on the line, which will make it harder to push further later on.
Yeah. Though I honestly I think the position of the sniper is really quite good, and the only thing that I disagree with is I think that the rocket launcher ought to have advanced last turn instead of just sort of going back and countering. That would be really the only thing I would disagree with the Ravens' moves.
Well, I think you should at least have moved a little bit forward with that sniper.
Yeah, yeah, sure, why not? That decreases the engagement time. Now, just another quick tip for newer players is important thing to always pay attention to is the timings on your rocket and grenade launcher. You generally want to be firing these things such that they fire and explode in the same turn. If you don't, your opponent is going to be able to simulate where it's going to go and move out of the way. This sounds really obvious, but a lot of people, there's so much going on in these games, it takes a little while to figure out just that basic mechanic.
Yeah, and once you'd fired it out of turn one time, you either have to wait the whole next turn out or have to stick with that pattern where you can't fire at the very beginning of a turn.
Right. Exactly. Because the rocket and grenade they're both on a 5-second cooldown, this means that if you decide for whatever reason to fire them mid to late turn, you're going to be stuck doing that for the rest of the game, or you're going to have to waste a turn in order to bring that unit back to where it's going to be able to fire at the beginning of turns again. And basically, I mean, when you're firing them mid to late turn, unless you have something very specific in mind, you are essentially taking that unit out of the game. So it's pretty necessary to just always be aware of those timings. The ideal turn for a rocket and a grenade is to fire at the beginning of the turn and then position it such that it's ready to fire at the very beginning of the next turn. It's also common for people to get scared that unit will be caught out in the open and retreat too far, and that way that unit isn't positioned to fire pretty much immediately at the beginning of the turn. So it's just something that you always want to be aware of, is that unit's position relative to the beginning of next turn.
Yeah, so let's watch turn 2 here. The Raven is still pretty passive here, really. The same is Total Wormage
same thing
also.
For Total Wormage. I'm not really sure why he is defending, so he doesn't really need to be throwing his units forward so much. So I guess his passivity is it's pretty understandable.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is why he's keeping his MG up top there. I guess because he can't actually walk on the back side of that piece of cover, I think, so he'd have to run into line of sight to get away from there.
I don't know, he might have just been scouting as well.
Yeah,
not
but it
entirely
seems
sure.
strange to just stay there for 2 whole turns.
Yeah, and it seems a little odd to me that the Raven is completely neglecting the bottom portion of the map, but
Ah, he can actually move behind the cover, it just doesn't quite look like it apparently.
yeah. Um, but I mean, generally in charge, I mean, you can always play against the standard sort of way of playing. The standard way of playing charge, I would say, is you spread out your units so you can pressure multiple portions of the bid line. This causes your opponent to spread out his defense and just creates more openings. However, sometimes a very effective strategy is to sort of play into that metagame and concentrate really hard on one area. At the same time, this can really backfire. So it's interesting what the Raven is doing. We'll just have to see how it ends up turning out. But he definitely is neglecting that whole bottom area of the map, and
Yeah.
I would say that's a pretty important area for him to pressure. But
Yeah, sure, but he still has the ability to go down there if needed, and
right.
Total Warmage is using half his team to defend that bottom area, so there's less resistance basically up top instead.
Right. How's my audio?
Well, it's a bit
And
shit at times, but mostly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just watch turn 3 then. Yeah, and he now went down with one of his MGs, and Total Warmage is finally getting a bit aggressive with his grenade launcher there, and Total Warmage still has one MG up top there.
Yeah. This is really interesting. It looks right now as though the number 2 MG has or the Raven's number 2 MG has an advantage.
Actually now the audio is broken on my end of things. Let me just fix that. Should only take a moment here.
Okay. Audio is breaking up too.
There, now it should be working again. Please inform me, viewers, if it's working or not. Anyway, let's get on with turn 4, unless you have any more comments about turn 3.
Nope. I guess that's all.
Yeah, it's working again.
Okay. Great. Alright, so let's watch turn 4.
Yeah,
Is that what we're
and
doing?
some nice grenades there. Grenades and rockets rather.
Oh, yeah,
Each
wow.
getting a kill. And the Raven is now across the line, so victory is likely. But if Total Warmage manages to take out that MG, the Raven has pretty much won, as the rest of his units can't really get to the line in time without dying.
It's a very interesting scenario for this matchup. Like I was talking about earlier, it's the Raven chose to pressure one specific area of the bid line, and you can see how it worked, and it ended up causing the 2 units to be perhaps a little bit out of position, and now his number 2 MG is over the line. However, he basically has to keep that MG absolutely safe for the rest of the game, because if he loses it, Total Wormage has won, as the sniper and the rocket launcher are just so slow, and their utility is very specific.
One thing that's interesting though is that Total Warmage hasn't actually seen how far it's gone, but of course he can get a decent estimate on that using simulating.
Yeah, I would guess he knows that the number 2 MG has crossed the line by now.
But he doesn't know exactly where, so that's a definite advantage for the Raven.
Yeah. Nice rocket choice too that last turn. I didn't quite pay attention to that when I first looked at it, but just a good foresight there on the Raven's part.
Yeah. Let's watch turn 5 then.
Not now. And yeah, sorry, I have someone knocking on my door.
Yeah.
Let's watch turn 5.
Yeah, and it survives turn 5, runs into a corner but doesn't actually turn around for some reason. Seems a bit silly to do, but
yeah.
what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
let's look at turn 6.
Yeah. And it's now looking away and runs away into a grenade.
Yeah,
I mean, had it
like
stayed there, he would have actually won.
Yeah.
The rocket launcher
Yeah,
isn't over the line.
There. I don't know what he was so worried about.
Well, a grenade could have gotten in there, probably.
I guess so. I don't know though. Really?
Actually, with that grenader's position, probably not actually.
Yeah.
But I'm not certain. He didn't know the grenade was down there, apparently, or something.
Yeah, that's just a tough call all around. But I would have. I guess it's like. Yeah. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, he didn't know it was there apparently.
Unfortunate for the Raven. All right, let's get on to our next match.
Yep. Give me a moment there.
Wow, another high-level game.
Yeah, those tend to get interesting, so they tend to get submitted once in a while.
I'm actually happy that we're covering these, not just stuff.
Now it's Total Warmish versus Dimer, both good players. They're actually ranked 17 and 16 right now, so they just have to beat one another once and they'll switch position.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the score gaps aren't huge at that ranking. They only get huge in the top 3 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, so pretty much the only player that doesn't move in rank if he wins or loses a game is Jeffis and maybe Wonder Hero as well.
Right. Would have been cool if we'd have show a match that Jeffis played in, but we didn't prepare that. But Jeffis is currently the #1 ranked player in Frozen Synapse. He is really fucking good. He's kind of just at the moment he's a cut above pretty much everyone. Although we like all the good players stand a good chance against him and everything. It's just so obvious that he really has a knack for this game.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, if you're just interested in looking at more of these high-level matches, you can watch previous DGLs and you'll find a ton of his matches because he's won quite a few of the DGLs. So I'm sorry, if you watch previous episodes of this show, Frozen Synapse Live, you can see some of his games. But you can also just look through his match history on UK1 and you'll find a bunch of his DGL matches in there. And they're just nearly always a pleasure to watch. So
yeah. Anyway, in this match we've actually got a balanced teams here, but only 2 units on each team. Rocket launchers are involved, which is pretty rare for Secure, and makes for some interesting matches. Yeah, I like Total Warmish bid here. It should be easily defendable. So
me too. I like his bid a lot. I think Diamir made a mistake here in bidding just that little area, because this bid from Total Wormage is almost perfect for the map. I mean, I can't see the actual squares that were able to be bid, but this looks really good.
Yeah.
For Total Wormage.
Let's watch the first turn.
Okay.
Ooh, nice rocket there
wow,
by Diamond.
Yeah. Really nice. And I'm not exactly sure what Total Wormage is doing, moving his MG so far towards the top of the map.
Yeah, but he's still covering his area, and from Diamond's current position he can't actually shoot a rocket up there.
Yeah.
So that's actually a pretty nice position. He will have to move out of it, of course, but still, for the moment, it's nice.
hmm Um, yeah, these modes, in particular, secure. Secure is the toughest bidding. It's a lot tougher than charge to bid correctly. It takes a very really pretty good skill as far as understanding and reading the map is concerned. Anyway, let's look at turn 2.
Yep. He gets back into his zone. Almost kills the rocket, it looks like.
Yeah, he might get it. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Well,
maybe.
Let's watch turn 3. No, he doesn't get the kill there. Runs a bit back and forth. Nothing really much happens on turn 3. So let's just go on to turn 4 really.
Okay.
He continues doing a bit of distraction.
Wow.
And does actually a pretty nice move there. It will be hard for Dimer to get at the area now, as Total
that was
Warmage
a
has
really nice
covered
play.
it all, and I don't see anywhere Dimer can fire directly to actually kill the MG there with his rocket.
Yeah.
Of course, he can actually remove the wall and just let his MG kill it. So
Yeah,
Total Warmage will still have
that's
to
a good
move.
call. That's the thing that you look for. Total Wormage has to find a way to counter that, because that's what Diamir is going to be doing, I would imagine. All right, so let's look at turn 5.
Yep. And he moves away. Strange rocket choice, really. And yeah, Diamir is now basically almost in the zone. And unless Total Warmage manages to take that unit out in time, Dimer will now win.
Yeah, but I mean, the key thing to figure out here is whether or not the number 1 MG can make it.
I think it can make it in time, yeah.
I think it can too, but
let's watch turn 6 maybe.
It could be close. Yeah, let's watch turn 6.
And yeah, he
does make it in. Definitely.
Yeah, and he stays in there just long enough with his MG.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very nicely played there by Dimer.
Yeah, very close match. And Secure is a game you can actually win and lose all your men. The whole goal is to just get in that area for 3 seconds. It doesn't matter if you die after the 3 seconds have been spent. So it looks like he just makes it.
Yeah. Let's watch what the very last match actually on UK1 at least, and well, we've almost been going on for 1.5 hours now, so we might stop after that, or we might do another 2 on Texas.
We've got Total Wormage versus the Raven.
Yeah, the Raven is our punching bag this episode, apparently. He's losing every single fight he's participating in on the stream today, it looks like, actually. Well, some interesting teams here. I really don't like Total Warmage's team, as he has a sniper instead of a shotgun here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely you want the shotgun in this situation.
Let's watch them.
Okay.
Well, Total Warmage immediately moves out a bit, so that's pretty interesting. And he gets a kill on that shotgunner.
Wow, yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, Total Warmage now has a huge advantage over the Raven. And that loss will make it much harder for the Raven to attack the area.
Yeah, that's surprising that even happens.
Well, Total Warmage's move was pretty unexpected, as players seldom leave their area.
Right. Yeah, really nice move from Total Wormage then. Actually anticipating some pressure in that area, which... Yeah, the Raven says it was really... that is really close on that as far as the timings are concerned.
Maybe it should have ducked.
Yeah, but if he ducks and stands, well, no, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he did some ducking on the way, of course, but If he had stayed duck behind that box, he would have survived.
Yeah.
But hindsight is 2020 and all that, so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, so, let's look at turn 2. And,
some more maneuvering on Total Warmer's part. He's got some really nice covering there. And it will be very hard for the Raven to advance now, seeing as this is light.
yeah. I'm not I honestly, I think Total Wormage really doesn't have to do anything anymore. He's got all areas covered, and he has
yeah, but he has
the
to be
numerical
careful so he
advantage.
doesn't get distracted or similar.
Yeah, of course. But that's very, very easy to counter with ignore orders.
Well,
alright,
I don't think it will be that easy in this case, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Raven actually gets pretty far
He's
with his
got
units
cover.
now, and is right up to the area.
Okay.
Yeah, we could play a 20-second charge after this.
Yeah, we can do something like that.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at these 20-second games, but
Yeah, but I
That's
need
fine.
ranking, so.
okay. But you're probably gonna surpass me in rank now if you win this game.
No, I went down due to a couple losses against Jeffis.
Okay. Alright, so alright, so let's play turn 4, it looks like we're at.
Yep.
And yeah,
he
it
loses
gets
a unit
some
there.
nice use of the focus order. It wins that engagement. He tried to run an interesting distraction play and just didn't work because Total Wormage anticipated it perfectly. So
Actually, yeah, if I beat you, I'll surpass you in rank. I was above you in rank until I lost 2 matches versus Jeffis.
yeah, okay, all right, and that concludes the game.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Right, let's do a 20-second charge then. Let's go with light, we might as well. Or do you prefer
Okay.
dark?
it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
Well, with
I'd have
light
to
we
close
can at
the
least
stream.
comment on it without exposing
Yeah. No, let's play
moves.
light. That way.
Right, my mouse froze, so could you just challenge me to speed things up?
Okay.
And it unfroze, but anyway, I'll just wait for you to challenge me.
Contacting server.
Okay, yeah,
we go.
I got it. Right, so this first turn we have unlimited time, or couple minutes really. Nice team there. So yeah, this is basically when we have to make our plan here, because we won't have time for much planning later on. So just tell me when you've bid, I guess.
Alright, I bid.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going with this bid here, as you can see, and well, it's because he's got a huge lack of mobility with his units, so a bit aggressive bid should work here, and he can't bid particularly aggressively, seeing as he really lacks mobility.
What
The
hell
Raven
just
wants me to be
happened?
even more aggressive. Fine, I'll go with that. Are you happy, Raven? And yeah, I've got a lot of mobility, seeing as I have a shotgun or a grenade launcher and an MG. So yeah, I'll go with this. I think I'll probably win this bid unless Nietzsche. Yeah. See, I didn't even need to bid that aggressively. So
Oh wow! Yeah, this is quite an aggressive bid.
is
from
this
Nana.
when I should exploit the charge exploit? Of course, I think that was removed with the patch. And
We're not going to talk about that.
yeah, it was removed with the patch anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
I think. Actually no. I thought that was gone, but I guess I should tell Omroth that. Right. I won't be using that, as that would be a bit cheaty. Right. 20-second turns. Right. Sorry. Starting now.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
I've
goodness.
tried.
Getting some wonky waypoints, and
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
I know, I'm almost there, Just run one quick.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Alright, here we go. I primed.
Yeah. And, well, I don't think we really have time for much commentary here. Nice positioning there. What are you trying to do with Sniper 3 there? It's not really covering anything. Well, thank you for letting me get so far without any problems.
Hey man. He just got stopped. Jesus, this is going to be nearly impossible. Oh, now sometimes you can get these very imbalanced matchups. It's just the way things are.
Right.
And you reserve the right to complain about them.
Hurry.
Okay. Fine.
Time's up apparently.
Alright, hold up. I'm almost there, I promise. And prime. Alright, the snipers generally, if you have more than one,
apparently.
if you have more than one, it is not very useful at all.
Oh, shit.
Oh, goodness, what's gonna happen here?
Oh, right. Oh, why did I fire so late? See, that's the problem with firing late.
It's the problem with 20-second turns.
I have no idea why I'm trying to stand up with a grenade. I'm just silly, I guess.
No. This isn't right. This isn't right at all. Okay.
Okay, I'm going with this. I think 20 seconds is about up. Yeah, according to Sid it is. So.
Alright. I'm priming.
You don't seem to be doing too well.
Well, look at this. Look at this. Oh goodness.
Well.
That's actually a really nice play, man.
What? I took 59 seconds when they do that. Blasphemy. Lies and blasphemy. Right, I'll go with this.
Goodness gracious.
Hurry up.
Fuck, I can't.
Hurry up.
I'm getting like charged with a grenade here.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Sid, how long has Nietzsche taken now?
I'm almost there. Okay, here we go. Primed.
How much time did Nietzsche take, Sid?
Well, I had to figure out. See, the thing is, you can't simulate in this at all.
Well, you can do a quick
This
sim,
is
but that's pretty much it.
Alright.
Nice moves there.
See,
Sid, I think I was within the time limit now. Are you happy, Sid?